Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Flame Emperor episode number 255 based on novel. So let's start. Eater. Lord of Soul Eater. When the Guardian of Yin heard the strange voice that appeared in the holy flame space, he suddenly appeared in shock. The Yin protector saw that Xiao Yang's body, which was nearly withered, was actually recovering quickly, and a strange black color lingered tightly around Xiao Yang's body. Through this cloud of black air, it turned out that the Yin protector had a feeling of oppression that he couldn't breathe. People of the Soul Clan, why don't you stay in the Tianqing continent and come to our ghost realm? Although the two are both black qi, the auras of the Soul Eater and the Guardian of Yin are different. The Yin protector was originally shrouded in black smoke, but after being seriously injured by Xiao Yang Shenyang, at this time it was only a nearly transparent soul body, while the Soul Eater was a black shadow. Impossible. Haven't you already fallen, Lord of Soul Eater? How is it possible? The Yin protector in the transparent state looked extremely ferocious, and Xiao Yang's attack just now was extremely tyrannical. At this time, the Yin Guardian law has fallen sadly. This guy is my disciple, it's over. The Lord of Soul Eater didn't say too much, he waved his palm lightly, and with what seemed like such a simple blow, a tyrannical black energy suddenly emerged, rushing to protect the Yin. The pupils are enlarged. No, run. I had already heard of Soul Eater's prestige and Yin Guard, and no matter if Soul Eater was seriously injured or for other reasons, it was impossible for me to deal with it now. After all, this Soul Eater is the real overlord in the ghost world, and I am afraid that only the patriarch of the Soul Clan or the Palace Master can deal with it. Although the Yin protector was extremely fast, how could he escape from the claws of the Soul Eater? In an instant, he was bound to death by the Soul Eater's energy. Teacher, don't kill him. The next moment, Xiao Yang also regained some grudge and spoke slowly. Since this guy claims to be a guardian of the shadows, he naturally has some voice and status among the Soul Clan, so Xiao Yang wants to use this to force him to ask something. Let's go. The Soul Eater heard the words, but he didn't kill him. After all, this 3-star Doze Yan's perfect Yin protector was invincible, but in the eyes of the Soul Eater, it was as insignificant as an ant, even at this time. Soul Eater's source is damaged. Susu, I really didn't expect you to be the 4th disciple of the Soul Eater. The Yin protector couldn't break free from the Soul Eater's shackles after racking his brains, and immediately looked at Xiao Yang viciously. Xiao Yang didn't say a word, and walked towards the bound soul body of the Yin protector step by step. I should have thought that the remnants of the Xiao clan's lower realm, at such an age, possess a fighting spirit, and the Fairyland Soul, or even the 3 holy flames, must have strong men behind them. It's really a miscalculation. The Yin protector was extremely remorseful. If Xiao Yang hadn't had the support of the Soul Eater, I'm afraid he would have been easily killed by himself after the fusion of the 3-color and half-sacred flames had just been performed. It's up to now, you can admit it. Xiao Yang came to the Guardian of the Shadows, and the dazzling holy flames directly permeated out, and then wrapped the body of the Guardians of the Shadows, cutting off all his escape routes. This kid. The growth rate seems to have exceeded my expectations. The Soul Eater looked at Xiao Yang quietly. Obviously, the Master of Soul Eater was ready to take action just now, but Xiao Yang, relying on the fusion of holy flames, abruptly reached a tie with the Yin protector. Although this tie was filled with a lot of water, the suppression of the holy flame, the increase of the holy flame space, and the power of the fighting spirit and soul, Xiao Yang did it. Combining his various means, he turned out to be able to truly face the strong without the help of the Soul Eater. Moreover, the Lord of Soul Eater believes that if Xiao Yang's strength is stronger, or if there is more holy flame, I am afraid that the Yin protector will fall directly under the attack just now. The methods of your Soul Clan are as despicable and shameless as the lower realms. Xiao Yang said slightly. It's enough to win the king and lose the bandit. Although the Yin protector was bound and could not mobilize any power, he did not mean to be afraid of Xiao Yang at all. I don't deny that you, the Do-Di powerhouses who were promoted above the Do-Chi continent in the lower realm, once took the lead in causing a storm in this great world. But I'm very curious. After several centuries, the source Chi above the Do-Chi continent has been exhausted. How did you get promoted to Do Emperor? The Yin protector smiled. Obviously he knew about the Do-Chi continent. You don't need to worry about these things, but the power of your Soul Clan on Do-Chi continent was uprooted by me. Xiao Yang said with a smile. Little chops. The lower realm has provided us with a lot of talents and the power of belief. You actually destroyed one of our lower realm strongholds, and it is also the birthplace of our Soul Clan. If you let the Palace Master know about this, I'm afraid you will only have to wait to die. The Yin protector sneered. Hundreds of thousands of years ago, there were many geniuses on the Do-Chi continent, and many Do-Di powerhouses emerged. Among them, the 8 ancient races were the most prominent. However, after these Do-Di strong men were promoted to Do-Di, they broke through the space and went to new ones. The world, thus leaving behind the bloodline of Emperor Do. And there are also 8 ancient clans in the Great Thousand World. Among the 8 ancient clans, the birthplace of the Xiao clan, the Soul clan, is the Do-Chi continent. That's why I didn't kill you, there is a reason. Xiao Yan heard the words and laughed slowly. What about the Hall Master and the Patriarch of the Soul clan? The Soul Eater Master seemed to remember something when he heard the words, but his expression was not quite right. Ha ha ha. You are a mere 2-star fighting immortal boy, can you interrogate me? The Yin protector said with great disdain. Then you are really a noble person who forgets tilde. After Xiao Yang finished speaking, he closed his eyes, and the dazzling soul power burst out from the body, and then went away from the body of the Yin protector. Crash! The soul power of Xiao Yang's fairyland had just poured into the body of the Yin protector, and suddenly bursts of joy, anger, sadness, joy, sadness and anger were exaggerating and disturbing Xiao Yang's progress. This guy's soul power is probably about to reach the fairyland. However, his soul power is not from cultivation, but it seems to be promoted by devouring others. Xiao Yang controlled the soul power to move towards the brain center of the Yin protector. Go, try to probe his memory, so as to know the truth of some things. But in the next moment, just as Xiao Yang had advanced a considerable distance, a silent attack came directly from the depths of the Shadow Protector's brain, diffused out, and then attacked Xiao Yang's brain with the momentum of thunder. And go! Through this deeply hidden soul attack, Xiao Yang was shocked, as if he was under a fatal threat. Soul attack. Not good. Seeing this, Xiao Yang hurriedly withdrew the soul power that had poured into the body of the Yin protector, and tried to fight back, but it was obviously too late. This Soul clan's secrecy method is really well done. Just when Xiao Yang was facing a big enemy, the majestic ghost energy on Soul Eater's body directly and easily wiped out that touch of soul attack. Bang bang bang! But the next moment, the soul body of the Yin protector suddenly swelled up, and then suddenly exploded in the holy flame space. Damn! Seeing that the Yin protector was completely transformed into ripples of energy, completely dissipating in the holy flame space, Xiao Yang's fist couldn't help clenching tightly. The words of the Yin protector just now undoubtedly prove that their Soul clan and Do-Chi continent have many origins, and I am afraid they know a lot of information, but in the end, when Xiao Yang mobilized his soul power to probe his memory, he was attacked by his soul. The ratio of the strength of the soul attack is probably as terrifying as the Lord of Soul Eater, and if the Lord of Soul Eater hadn't shot in time in the end, I'm afraid Xiao Yang's situation would be in jeopardy. Just now, Xiao Yang couldn't help but say with the complete fall of the Yin protector. The Hall Master of the Soul clan, or the soul power arranged by the clan head of the Soul clan, is to prevent the memory from being read by outsiders. The Master of the Soul Eater did not hide too much. After all, Xiao Yang's strength has grown too fast, and some things are also let him know. The Patriarch of the Soul clan and the Hall Master? Xiao Yang was slightly puzzled when he heard this. The Soul clan and the Soul Palace were originally a force, and the main activity area of the Soul clan was the human world. And the Soul Palace is more like a Soul clan force composed of Soul clan elites, specializing in some shady deeds. The Soul Eater said. So that's the case. It's very similar to the one on the Do-Chi continent. Xiao Yang nodded. You have to be careful. Although the soul power just now was erased by me, your identity will probably be noticed by the Soul clan powerhouses. Although among them, the top powerhouses are bound by secret forces and cannot take action, but there are still many strong men can threaten you. The Lord of Soul Eater warned. Yes. Xiao Yang nodded lightly. By the way, Master, how are the Soul clan and Soul Palace in the Great Thousand World? Xiao Yang asked as if he had remembered something. The base camp of the Soul clan should be on the Tianxing continent in the Sifang continent of Do-Di. Where are the 8 ancient clans except the Xiao clan? I don't know the news about the Soul clan, but the power of this Soul temple is spread throughout the Great Thousand Worlds, and in the 7 realms, there are their minions everywhere. And I always feel that this force seems to be collecting not only the power of soul, but also the power of faith. The Lord of Soul Eater said solemnly. The power of belief. Xiao Yang heard the words, slightly puzzled. Don't say it's you, even when I was at my peak, there was still some distance. But I'm not afraid to tell you, it is said that the power of faith is the key to becoming a god. As for the secret, I'm afraid no one knows it. The Lord of Soul Eater said. However, your Xiao clan is really talented. I remember that in the previous war between heaven and earth, some of your Xiao clan reached the god of fighting, and after the World War, the disappearance of the Xiao clan is probably related to the fighting gods in your clan. After all, in the great world, there are many guys who are trapped in the bottleneck of fighting immortals. The Soul Eater said with a smile. It seems that I have to work hard to improve my strength. Xiao Yang nodded slightly. He knew that after all, he had to solve these things himself, who made him carry the blood of the Xiao family. Let's go out first. Without the hindrance of the Guardian of the Shadows, it would be a matter of time for those guys to fail. The Soul Eater said at Zaidu. Yes. Xiao Yang nodded lightly, but Xiao Yang found that his fighting chi, which was nearly exhausted, had actually recovered as much as 70% with the help of Soul Eater. You must know that Xiao Yang and Soul Eater have different attributes, so they can restore 70% of their fighting chi, which makes Xiao Yang look forward to Soul Eater even more. Damn. If we go on like this, we will definitely lose. Yu Tianyu and his party slowly fought with the people from Kuyezhai, but as time went by, the tyranny of the three-star fighting immortals was also reflected. Bang bang bang. A tyrannical attack poured out, and suddenly those two-star fighting spirits were almost exhausted of fighting chi, floating in the void, without any trace of fighting chi. They had reached the point where the lamp was exhausted. Damn, Sect Master. Seeing this, Rain Screen couldn't help frowning. The two of them could stop Yi Ku and Yi Shuang, but Yi Yunqing's three-star battle of immortals was the key to deciding the outcome. Old man Yu. It's time to end. And the next moment, Yi Ku saw this, and he didn't hold back, and broke out a tyrannical attack. Yu Tianyu's strength is a little stronger than himself, but at this time Yu Tianyu was distracted, worried about Xiao Yang, and worried about the safety of the strong people in his sect, so under Yi Ku's tyrannical attack, he fell faintly. Downwind. Sect Master, be careful. Yu Mu couldn't help looking at the distracted Sect Master and roared. Once Yu Tianyu is defeated, I am afraid that all of them will die here. Give me death. In Yi Ku's hands, a tyrannical destructive vindictive energy roared away directly at Yu Tianyu, but Yu Tianyu didn't notice it for a while because he was distracted. Bang bang bang. But just when Yi Ku felt that the victory was in his hands, a vague figure directly blocked Yi Ku's attack and came to Yu Tianyu. Sect Master Yu, it's a big taboo for you to be distracted in battle like this. After the afterglow of the battle dissipated, a middle-aged man's hearty laughter sounded slowly. Yenya, let's take action together and kill these people as soon as possible. We have to rescue Xiao Yang, otherwise if something happens to him, none of us will be able to escape. Yu Tianyu said solemnly. Okay. Yang Ya heard the words, nodded suddenly, and then the bright breath suddenly spread. In the middle stage of the three-star fighting immortals, Yenya, this guy is the rescue soldier invited by Yu Tianyu, Yang Ya, the city lord in Yangcheng not far from them. His strength has reached the middle stage of the three-star fighting immortals, and he is an ally of Yuzong. Damn. Seeing Yuzong's sudden help, Yi Ku frowned. A mid-three-star fighting immortal, but enough to change the key to the entire battle. Go all out, as long as we entangle them and wait for the Yin Protector to obliterate that kid, we will still have a chance. At this point, Yi Kuye could only grit his teeth and persevere. Yes. Yi Shuang and Yi Yunqing nodded suddenly upon hearing this, and dazzling attacks burst forth. Brother Yenya, go and deal with Yi Yunqing, then hurry up and enter that space, otherwise. Yu Tianyu rapped Yi Ku directly and said. Okay. Yenya heard the words, glanced at a looming space in the void. This space is the traces left by Xiao Yang and the Yin Protector who entered the Holy Flame space. They Samsung Doxian was able to find a trail and enter it. Crash. When the two forces were evenly matched, a dazzling Holy Flame erupted from the Holy Flame space, and then swept the entire formation space in an instant, and at the entrance of the Holy Flame space, a vague figure is about to emerge. That's great, it must be the Yin Protector. It seems that your Yuzong will definitely lose today. Ha ha ha. Yi Ku noticed this scene and couldn't help laughing. In the early stage of the two-star Dozian, the three-star Dozian was successfully dealt with, not to mention a guy with a fighting spirit and holy flame, even if it is a real Avildor, in the hands of the Soul Clan, it is like an ant. Sect Master. With this sudden fluctuation, the two forces stopped, because the figure walking out of the Holy Flame space will undoubtedly determine the key to this battle. That is Xiao Yang. As the flames gradually calmed down, a lazy young man slowly entered everyone's sight. How could it be possible? And looking at Xiao Yang who came out of the Holy Flame space intact, Yiku's face was extremely ugly. Until now, he didn't know that this time, their dry leaves Zhai was completely loaded. And the target of this set is unexpectedly a hairy boy in the early stage of two-star fighting immortals. With Xiao Yang coming out of the holy flame space, the audience was silent, because everyone present couldn't believe it. A guy in the early stage of two-star Dozian, no matter how perverted he is, he can't kill a 3-star Dozian complete powerhouse. Xiao Yang. That's great. When he realized that Xiao Yang was coming out of the holy flame space, the Rain Sect Great Elder Rain Curtain couldn't help but burst into a surprise. Although he was also full of doubts, his intuition told him that the 3-star the guy who has completed the Battle of Immortals has indeed lost his breath. What about the Yin Protector? Yu Tianyu asked first. Obviously he already had a guess in his heart, but he couldn't help but ask. Accidentally beaten to death. Xiao Yang just came out, clapped his palms, and said slowly in a very flat tone, as if he was telling a very easy thing. Listening to Xiao Yang's words, Yiku originally looked like he didn't believe it. After all, a powerhouse in the early stage of 2-star Dozian wanted to obliterate a powerhouse with a complete 3-star Dozian. Zhai. Zhaizhu. The next moment, Yi Shuang's face changed greatly after hearing Xiao Yang's words. Tell me. Yiku snorted coldly, not knowing why Yi Shuang stopped himself at this juncture. Yin. The soul card given to us by the Yin Protector is completely broken. Yi Shuang didn't dare to hide anything, and said directly. What? Yiku heard the words. He originally didn't believe that Xiao Yang had wiped out the Yin Guardian Law, but now he was convinced. The one who destroyed the space formation at the beginning was the Guardian of the Shadows. When destroying the formation of space, the Guardian of the Shadows gained a lot of benefits. In order to repay them, they gave them a soul card of their own. This soul card can be summoned once at any time, and the most important thing is to record the life and death of the Yin Protector. And now that the soul card is completely broken, it also means that what Xiao Yang said is not a rumor. Xiao Yang's little bastard. I'm going to kill you. Yiku suddenly seemed to be insane, and then his figure quickly ghosted and shot at Xiao Yang. It's so strong. Although Xiao Yang said that he had wiped out the Yin Protector, but in the Holy Flame dimension and he had used all his means, it was naturally difficult to deal with if he didn't use many means now, still has a qualitative leap. Ha ha ha. Xiao Yang's little friend is really a noble of our Yuzong. Yu Tianyu laughed loudly, and then with Yang Ya, their palms swelled strangely, and with a tyrannical wave, they swept away directly at Yiku. The mad Yiku seemed to have only Xiao Yang in his eyes. He ignored Yu Tianyu's attack and Yenya's attack, and his breath went down. Master Zhai, let's go. Seeing this, Yi Shuang took the remaining 3 of them directly, turned into a stream of light, and disappeared into the space of the formation. Don't chase. Yiku was hit by our attack and was already seriously injured. Ku Yi Zhai made the wrong move this time, and it was already a game of ruin. Yu Tianyu laughed. Let's go out first. Yu Tianyu was very polite to Xiao Yang, and left the formation space with the group. However, the people present were looking at Xiao Yang with a look that was almost like a monster. In this world, the weak and the strong prey on the weak. No matter what means Xiao Yang uses, this has truly wiped out a 3-star Dozian perfect powerhouse. Such strength will undoubtedly make them respected. Aya. Daddy, they have been in the formation space for 2 months, why haven't they come out yet? There is such a strong power of space in that formation space, if you are not careful, something will happen. In the bamboo forest in Yuzong's backyard, this is the entrance to the formation space for Xiao Yang and the others, and the exit is also here. Yu Wei and Yu Ran are standing here, but Yu Ran is quite calm, while Yu Wei is walking back and forth outside the bamboo forest, very uneasy. Wei, I said, why are you in such a hurry? Could it be someone you liked? There were only 2 sisters in the courtyard, and Yu Ran naturally walked into Yu Wei's side and told some little secrets that only belonged to them. Sister, don't talk nonsense. I'm just worried about Daddy and the Great Elder. After all, the restoration of the space formation this time is not only related to the economic lifeline of our family, but also to the ratio of whether we can go to Dongju to participate in Dongju. Yu Wei Xiao he pouted and defended. Xing, I can't tell you. Yu Ran said with a smile, but the little Jojo in Yu Wei's heart was naturally seen through by her. Sister, what kind of person do you think that Xiao Yang is, so powerful? The next moment, Yu Wei glanced around and found that there was no one else, so she whispered, apparently the one that was originally in the soul-broken cave. This incident made Yu Wei deeply impressed by Xiao Yang. This guy seems to be the elder Kuching of the Qing family in the Ghost King city. Ads by Pub Future. But to be honest, if it's a one-on-one situation, I'm afraid I'm not his opponent. Yu Ranran said seriously. Everyone in the ghost world has his identity. If he doesn't have an identity, he will undoubtedly be noticed by the ghost world. And Xiao Yang's identity is naturally the responsibility of the Qing family's patriarch, even Xiao Yang himself. Do not know at all. Wang buzzing. At the moment when the two women were talking, the space passage in the bamboo forest in front of them suddenly trembled. Daddy, they're back. Yu Wei exclaimed, looking at the silver space gate with her eyes glowing. Hey, little friend Xiao Yang, thank you very much for this trip. Before the figure appeared, Yu Qianyue's laughter was the first to emerge from the silver space gate. Sect Master Yu is polite, in the following is just a little effort. Xiao Yang laughed. Fart. Immediately, everyone from Yuzhong who entered the space formation appeared in the bamboo forest intact, but at this time, the aura of those two-star fighting immortals was extremely weak, and Xiao Yang and Yumu also had some signs on them. Visible scars. Daddy, what's the matter with you? Seeing this, Yu Wei ran directly over, supporting Yu Qianyue's arm, and then looked around, for fear of missing the inspection. Father. Did the people from Kuya's High still do it? Yu Ranran naturally guessed something, although his father never wanted them to get involved in this matter. This is Yenya City Lord Yenya. The repair of this line of formations depends entirely on Yenya City Lord and little friend Xiao Yang. Come here, take them down to rest, and treat guests with the highest way of my Yuzhong. Anything that violates the two of them will be dealt with according to the sect rules. Yu Qianyu laughed. Hey, since that's the case, then I won't disturb Sect Master Yu. Yenya finished speaking and went down slowly. Junior is also respectful rather than obedient, so I will take a few days rest from the Rain sect. After the space formation is stabilized, I also need to go to Dongju immediately. Xiao Yang said with a smile. That's natural. Ha ha ha. Yu Qianyu laughed. As soon as she finished speaking, Yu Wei immediately took Xiao Yang to rest. And tonight, I am afraid it will be a restless night for Yi Cheng. Father. Seeing Yu Wei taking Xiao Yang down to rest, after Yenya also went down, the rest were the elites in the sect. Yu Ran opened her mouth slightly. This Xiao Yang is probably a young master from some tyrannical family who came out to experience. Remember, even if you can't be good to Qin and Jin, you must not be evil. After all, even the three-star fighting immortals have fallen into his hands. Yu Qianyu said. What? Hearing this, Yu Ranran felt an extremely strong shock in her heart. She is clearly disregarding the strength of a three-star fighting immortal. Even with such a proud personality, she would not dare to challenge a three-star fighting immortal. However, listening to her father's words, this Xiao Yang actually wiped out a three-star fighting immortal. Ah! It's really old. Heroes have been young since ancient times. The great elder Rain said with a smile, and his voice was full of joy. No matter what, Yi Ku was seriously injured in the restoration of the formation space this time. In addition, the forces behind Ku Yezhai were defeated by Xiao Yang. Solved, this Ku Yezhai may be removed from Yecheng. Elder, summon all the strong people in the sect to wash the dead leaves house with blood at noon tonight. The next moment, a gloomy killing intent emerged directly from Yu Qianyue's body. As the head of a sect, Yu Qianyu is naturally not a mother-in-law, and decisiveness is his basic skill. Yes. The first elder smiled slowly when he heard the words. Obviously, from now on, there will be no dry leaves in Yecheng, there will be only one Rain sect. Ran, why don't you join me too? After all, Yu Wei is not as good as you, and it would be good for you to let you participate in this kind of battle earlier. The next moment, Yu Qianyu turned his head to Yu Ran and said, and went straight to rest to recover his fighting spirit. Yes. Hearing this, Yu Ran nodded slightly, obviously not knowing what happened to his father, but in the past, his father had never allowed himself to be involved in the sect, but now he has allowed himself to be involved, but in general, this is good. Xiao Yang was escorted by Yu Wei to rest. Along the way, she found out that Yu Wei seemed to have some other factors towards her, and was immediately speechless. It seems that things like heroes saving beauty are really useful. However, Xiao Yang did not dare to be presumptuous. Although Zuna and Kaylin were not around, Mu Yingying was here. Since Mu Yingying was sacrificed and turned into Xiao Yang's heart, once Xiao Yang and other women got too close or acted intimately, an extremely violent colic would break out. It seemed that Mu Yingying was jealous, also seems to be reminding Xiao Yang. The two were speechless and separated in an instant, and then Xiao Yang didn't care about anything else, he just closed his eyes and meditated. The battle with the Yin Protector was very rewarding for Xiao Yang, and Xiao Yang could gain a good understanding. As for the matter of Kuya Zhai, then Xiao Yang doesn't need to worry about it. After all, the Yin protector was killed and Yi Ku was seriously injured. At this time, Kuya Zhai was undoubtedly unable to protect himself. Yeqing can also be regarded as a city with a large area. The entire city is almost dozens of miles in size, and Kuya Zhai is at the head of the city. Night came quietly, in the conference hall of Kuya's high headquarters. Zhai Master, how are you? A senior executive of Kuya Zhai was the first to break the peace. This time, we lost. Yi Ku's eyes flashed for a while, and then he slowly looked into the distance. This time, the plan was under control, but Xiao Yang appeared out of nowhere and planned his entire plan thoroughly. It is abominable and rude to say that the current situation of their Kuya Zhai is all the fault of that kid Xiao Yang. Master Zhai, I'm afraid there is only a back-to-back fight now. The elder Yi Shuang raised his eyebrows, and a tyrannical breath permeated. Obviously, they are not retreating people, but these words are obviously said to other strong people. Yi Shuang, Yi Yunqing, and Yi Ku's eyes kept changing, as if they were communicating something through a specific code. No. Now the master of Zhai is seriously injured, and Yuzong still has the strong man Yenya. If we fight recklessly, I am afraid that our Kuya's high will not be able to match. It's imminent now, I'm afraid there is only peace. Another old man spoke slowly, his voice full of helplessness. This person is impressively the second elder of Kuya Zhai, a powerhouse in the middle stage of 3 starfighting immortals. We Kuya's high have been fighting with them for hundreds of years, and I'm afraid they won't give us this chance. After Yi Ku finished speaking, on the sky of Kuya's high, which had been shrouded in the night, a tyrannical aura suddenly appeared. Spread out. You can't escape the ones who should come. Yi Yunqing also shook his head and said, obviously from the moment the Guardian of the Shadows fell, they knew the ending. Old Yi Ku, come out and die. A loud shout radiated directly from the dark void. When you do it, you must leave the bloodline for the family, and take revenge in the future. Yi Ku suddenly stood up, and then said, but the direction of his rise was the opposite of the many powerhouses in Kuya Zhai. Okay. Seeing this, many high-level executives nodded, then swept their silhouettes and came directly to the void, facing the many powerhouses of the Rain Sect. Among the Rain Sects, there are 5 3-star fighting immortals alone, but Kuya's high has only 4, including Yi Ku who was seriously injured, so there is no suspense in this battle. Sect Master Yu, what are you doing in the middle of the night? Second Elder Kuya's high said directly. I'm afraid I have to ask your masters about this matter. Yu Tianyu didn't seem to be in a hurry and smiled slowly. Where's Master Zhai? The next moment, the 2 elders looked strange. Because of the Master Zhai, the great elder Yi Shuang, and Yi Yunqing, their figures all disappeared. Those who surrender, don't die. Rebels, kill. Yu Tianyu's violent aura, like a soul beast, reverberated directly in the void. As soon as he finished speaking, Yu Tianyu, with Yu Tianyu and several guards, chased Yi Ku who was running away. Obviously, although Yuzong has not done anything in these years, the secret passages and escape routes inside Kuya Zhai have been clearly investigated. Father, where are we going? Yisheng naturally didn't understand why his father was so flustered, but his breath was extremely weak, as if he was seriously injured. Hey, Yuzong old man, you can't think that my Kuya Zhai has countless secret ways. After I escape this time, one day, I will make a comeback, and then, I will make you kneel in front of me. Yi Ku's face was gloomy, and he ran with Yi Sheng directly in the dark passage. Get moving. Yi Ku, Yi Shuang, and Yi Yunqing ran separately. They were the main fighting faction of Kuya Zhai. As for the other powerhouses, although there were some contradictions with Yuzong, they advocated for peace. With a sound, the 2 of them directly opened the entrance of the secret passage, and then ran towards the outside. In Dry Leaf Zhai, they secretly dug out a lot of secret passages. Many dirty transactions were carried out in the secret passages, and the secret passages were connected to places outside Yeqing. Sheng'er, let's go. The secret passage was spiraling. Yi Ku first sent Yi Sheng up, but after watching Yi Sheng go out, he remained motionless and couldn't help speaking. Master Yi Zhai, stay safe. The next moment, Yi Ku's figure burst out, strung out of the secret passage, but a familiar voice entered his ears. Yu Tianyu. Yi Ku gave a vicious glance, but found that Yi Shuang and Yi Yunqing were all arrested in front of them. I never imagined that Yi Ku's Yingming I would be carried in your hands. Yi Ku laughed, his fighting qi expanding rapidly in his body. Blow yourself up. You don't have this chance. Let's give the people of Yeqing an explanation. Yu Tianyu slapped it with a palm, and Yi Ku immediately spit out a mouthful of blood, and there was no other movement. Take it away. Yu Tianyu laughed. Until this time, this dry leaves Zhai was completely over. Because the battle with the Yin Protector was of great help to Xiao Yang, since Xiao Yang came back from the space of the formation, he had retreated and realized, and this realization, 10 days, was fleeting. In these 10 days, Yi Cheng has changed a lot. First of all, Yuzong announced the resumption of use of the space teleportation formation. In addition to the ratio of the proximity to Dongju, the number of people who purchased the space formation in Yeqing increased sharply. Although this was a huge profit, it also made the entire Yuzong very busy. And then there is Kuye Zhai. All the high-level officials of Kuye Zhai tried to collude with people from other forces to destroy the space teleportation formation, and they were doing some dirty things. The forces headed by Yi Ku and several others were all killed in Yeqing in public, and although the other strong men in Kuye Zhai said that their crimes did not lead to death, they also left Yeqing one after another. Because they knew that although Yuzong didn't kill them, he would inevitably have mustard in his heart, so it was better to leave. Today's Yi Cheng can be said to be the only one of the Yuzong family. Woo! Why hasn't this Xiao Yang come out yet? A big man's mother-in-laws. There are still 2 months before the time to reach the ratio of Dongju. It will take a month to ride the space formation. In a quiet pavilion, Yue Wei couldn't help but said, complaining. However, after all, when Yue Wei found out from her sister that Xiao Yang actually used the strength of the 2-star Dozian in the early stage to obliterate the 3-star Dozian who prevented their Yuzong from repairing the space formation, he couldn't keep his mouth shut. This is simply too strong. Weiya, don't worry, everything in Yi Cheng has been dealt with now. As long as Xiao Yang leaves the customs, we can take the space formation to Dongju. Yu Ran smiled. Yu Ran knew that this time their 2 daughters went to Dongju Bai. It was just some experience. Dongju Bai was a place where countless talents gathered. Even Yu Ran's current strength in the late stage of 2-star fighting immortals was a bit difficult. Yes. After the 2 girls finished speaking, they slowly returned to their respective boudoirs. 3-color and a half-holy flame fusion, the after-effects are really not small. But it's a blessing to drag it down. Now, I have completely mastered the power of my 2-star Dozian early stage, and my strength has even increased. In the room where Xiao Yang was resting, he let out a breath of air, opened his eyes and said. Xiao Yang knew that at the time of crisis, if it wasn't for his master, Soul Eater, to help him, I'm afraid it would be really dangerous. Now that you're ready, let's go. Dongju, there will be an excellent place for training. After Dongju is the ratio of the 4 continents. When you return from the ghost world, I am afraid that your strength will undergo earth-shaking changes. When the time comes, you will have the strength to know the secrets of the Xiao clan. The Soul Eater said with a smile in Xiao Yang's heart. I'm also looking forward to it. Xiao Yang also laughed. At the beginning of the Shentian-Santian battle, Xiao Yang hurriedly came to the ghost world. If he went back this time, he would probably have to go back to Zhuantianshan and have a drink with many brothers and sisters. Fan. Squeak. Xiao Yang got up, sorted out his things, and gently opened the door. Mr. Xiao Yang, are you out? Xiao Yang just opened the door and suddenly looked at a familiar figure. The rain curtain of the great elder of the rain sect. Since Yuzong destroyed Kuya's High, Yu Tianyu directly transferred the chief elder who was in charge of guarding the space teleportation formation to guard Xiao Yang after learning that Xiao Yang had retreated and meditated. After all, Xiao Yang can obliterate Sanqing Dozian, and his strength background is definitely not simple. Yu Tianyu would not dare to have an accident here again. Elder. Seeing this, Xiao Yang felt a little doubt in his heart and hurried up. Haha, Lord Xiao Yang is fine. The first elder, Rain Curtain, said with a smile. Since the Lord has left the customs, let's set off. The 2 eldest misses and the sect master are waiting for you. After a while, the first elder spoke up. Okay. Xiao Yang agreed directly, and under the leadership of the Rain Curtain, he went to the Yuzong Hall. Hehe, little friend Xiao Yang's aura seems to have increased a lot. Yu Tianyu heard the news of Xiao Yang's exit, so he put down other things in his hand and rushed back. Sect Master, you won the prize, it's just a fluke. Xiao Yang smiled. This time, the ratio of Dongju is full of geniuses, and my 2 daughters will also go together. I hope that Xiao Yang will take care of you at that time. Yu Tianyu said with a smile, after talking about some exquisite silverware pills appeared in the hall. There's no need for this. I will naturally take care of the 2 young ladies. Xiao Yang glanced at him and found that these things were of no use to him now, so he spoke immediately. In that case, let's go. Yu Ran nodded slightly. Yep. Daddy, let's go. Yu Wei said with her watery eyes looking at Yu Tianyu. Go. Yu Tianyu and the great elder waved their hands gently. Sir Xiao Yang, come with me. Yu Ran took the lead, and the 2 women and 1 man went directly to the backyard. It's here again. After a while, Yu Ran brought Xiao Yang and Yu Wei to the silver gate that had entered the repairing space formation, and Xiao Yang couldn't help asking. This is not just a place to repair the formation, it can also be directly entered. The space formation has just been opened, and there are too many people outside. We can enter directly from here, and we can also avoid some unnecessary inspections. Yu Ran said. I see. Xiao Yang nodded slowly. Yu Wei, take out the things. The next moment, Yu Ran said dotingly. Okay. Yu Wei heard the words. A silver scroll slowly appeared on top of the beautiful jade hand. When the silver scroll just appeared, Xiao Yang felt an extremely tyrannical space force. Let's go ahead and talk about Tilda. Watching the silver scrolls appear, Yu Ran took the lead and suddenly swept into the space gate. The 3 figures appeared in the space formation in the next instant. Go ahead. Yu Ran just came to the space teleportation formation and said to Yu Wei. Crash. Just when Xiao Yang was puzzled, the silver scroll in Yu Wei's hand instantly turned into a stream of light, and then it rapidly enlarged in the pupils of the 3 of them, and then a silver building with the size of 100 meters, into the public eye. This is. Xiao Yang couldn't help saying. This is a spaceship. With it, we can avoid many threats in the space teleportation formation, and the speed is extremely fast, which can shorten a lot of time. Looking at the behemoth in front of him, Yu Ran explained to Xiao Yang. Hearing this, Xiao Yang felt a little astonished in his heart. Such a giant, just by looking at the many wooden houses on the spaceship, it could accommodate hundreds of people. At this time, it was only used to accommodate the 3 of them, which was extremely luxurious. Mr. Xiao Yang, please. The next moment, a silver ray of light poured directly into the spaceship, apparently contacting the control spaceship, and suddenly Yu Ran said with a smile. Let's go. Seeing this, Xiao Yang nodded, and then the 3 figures entered the spaceship one after another. At this moment, it means that the trip to Dongju officially begins. Although Xiao Yang secretly felt that this trip to the ghost world would definitely not be easy, but the desire to become stronger also enveloped his heart, and he couldn't help but look forward to the ratio of Dongju. This video will end here.